I said, darling, thank you so much for 20,000 subscribers. That feels so unreal. Thank you so much, guys, to all 20,000 of you. I mean, y'all just saw my content and were like, we like her and what she's about, so we should subscribe. I really appreciate it, guys. Road to 21k, 22k, 25k, 30k, 100k. It's very much exciting. So today's video, I am doing my diary session for the show AreYouTubedIn. Hopefully you've watched episode 4, because that's what I'm going to be speaking about on this video. I am doing my diary session. I will always keep saying this because some people clearly cannot understand, so I have to repeat it all the time. So this is my official diary for AreYouTubedIn. It's a reality series that we shot in Cape Town as South African YouTubers. It's up on Tato Betty's channel, so please do watch episode 4 before coming to watch this diary. I am recording it for you in hopes that you've watched episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, and episode 4. Everything I'm saying here I would have said on my diary session for the show. So I need people to stop getting it twisted and thinking I'm doing videos to be spicy or whatever. Everything I'm saying here I would have said on my diary on the show. It's unfortunate that I couldn't make the diaries. That's why I have to record these, and I will definitely express my opinion and speak out. Like, I will express how I feel like on my channel so that my subscribers know where I'm at and how everything happened. I will explain things if I want to. Let's talk AreYouTubedIn. Let me first sip my water. Let's talk AreYouTubedIn. Firstly, on my previous video, people were saying I should have, I'm definitely going to reply to some of the things. I have people saying I should have called Kamo out when she misbehaved, because I said I do call people out. For example, I called Tato out on his behavior. First of all, Tato is more my mate than Kamo. I don't know Kamo. I only met Kamo on the trip. Tato I knew prior. We planned the trip together. I could speak to him and call him out, and I do apologize for being so hard on Tato, because I knew he was going through a breakup. I knew he was going through other things, but I think I just let emotions cloud me so much, and that's on me, and I do apologize to my G for that. I couldn't address Kamo. I will never address Kamo because she's not my friend. She wasn't my friend. Not unless we become friends, then I can express and say, friend, I didn't like what you did. You get what I'm saying? I don't think you go around addressing strangers as well. Even if you guys live in the same house, I don't think I'm built like that. Kamo drinks Jaeger. So, like, Kamo loves Jaeger. Like, she was drinking Jaeger even on the trip. Even at the house, she was drinking Jaeger. I don't drink Jaeger. But I'm just trying to paint to you guys that an opportunity where I could have said to her, let's split for drinks, could not have came up because we don't drink the same thing. However, with Clarissa, maybe we could have, because we do have like a few drinks in common. But anyways, yeah, next time I would go to Kamo and say, hey girl, are you okay? I think just a matter of like checking up instead of calling out. Like checking up, girl, are you okay? You've been quiet the entire time. Girl, you've been like kind of pushing yourself away from the others, or isolating yourself rather. Are you okay? I do think I could have done that, but I just didn't do it, I guess, because I was just like, we're all in a good mood. Why is she in a bad mood? But you know, next time I know, it's a learning experience. Next time I know that when somebody does not look grand, you go ask if this person grand or not, so that you give them a room to explain themselves. I'm learning. You guys are not seeing some of the scenes on the show because crew had to sleep, and most of the spicy things would happen after midnight, be it we're at the club at 3 AM or wherever we're at. But some of the most spicy things that you guys would have loved to see happened with crew being at home sleeping or resting because they need to prepare for the next day. So that's why some things you guys can't see them. I just want to say that our Las Vegas are not too hard on the show and on the production, but it's a learning thing as well. Like I said, it's a learning curve. You can always learn from it. Tato can learn from it, and he knows that next time let me get 2 crews, one for night and one for day, so I can be able to capture everything. But more than anything, you guys, the response has been so amazing when it came to the show, and I love that you guys were able to go back and look into your tweets and say, we're too hard on Tato, we're too hard on so and so, I shouldn't have said this, I should have said it like this, I should have given the show a chance. I like it when people see where they've made a mistake and are able to kind of like be accountable for it. When it comes to the altercation that happened at the house, I unfortunately cannot speak on that anymore, simply because and I want to start first by apologizing to Neo for triggering her on my last video and basically kind of like replaying or mentioning the incident again. I didn't think of that. I didn't think beyond me just telling the story. I didn't consider how it would make her feel like, and I do want to apologize for that. I'm unable to speak on the matter. I apologize to you guys. I thought I would be able to, but I can't speak on the matter, and that's me respecting Neo and the situation that, and the whole thing that happened, like the whole thing that she went through and we all experienced as a house. She's not okay. She's triggered by the entire thing, you know, and I understand, all fair, because I think as well, when I started talking about it again, I got triggered, I think, but I only started feeling better when I started, like, when Clarissa would call me here and then be like, girl, like, today, hey guys, a lot has happened, to be honest. A lot has happened since this whole social media thing has started. I would like to think I've lost a friend because of this, and I was deeply hurt by the fact that I lost my friend. And most importantly, I think I was deeply hurt because I've always stood up for the person, and I've always believed in our friendship. I called her when she was wrong. Even in Cape Town when she was wrong, I called her out. That is, I spoke to her on the side, and I was hurt, man. I don't want to talk about it anymore because, yeah, it's still very fresh. Like, this is something from like 2 days ago, so it kind of like hurts. I'm not going to speak on the whole Cape Town incident because I'm respecting Neo's wishes and the situation. I don't want to trigger her. Let's speak about, before I speak on the yacht thing, Jose mentioned in his diary that he was sleeping next to me. I can explain, okay? So what had happened was, no, on a serious note though, what happened is, I think we were coming back from the club or something. I don't know. Well, did we go out for dinner or was it the club? I think I don't know whether it was the meet and greet or the club. Meet and greet. I don't know what it was, but we were coming back from somewhere in the AMs, and we were under the influence. Everybody was, but obviously, like, I was, as much as I was under the influence, I knew what I was doing and what was happening. So the reason why I'm mentioning the under the influence thing, it's because Clarissa and I were so scared there was a bug in our room. I just think we exaggerated everything because we were kind of like turned. You know when you see a cockroach and you scream for the entire world to hear that you're screaming because it's a cockroach, but it's just like, you could have simply stepped on the cockroach and everything was gonna be fine. So we heard like not heard, but like there was a buzz, and it was like buzzing behind our mirror. We didn't know what it was or how big it was, but we just kept hearing the noise, like bzzz, the noise, and we couldn't sleep. It was after showering and everything. So then everyone was already, I think, asleep, or people downstairs were still having conversations. I don't know, I'm not sure. But I remember going with Clarissa to Khonse and Zile's room. Khonse and Zile, for some reason, were sleeping upstairs in the room across the lounge, and the lounge is right opposite our room. So we got the left wing, child. We got the biggest room on the other end, but then you'd have to pass through the lounge to get to Khonse and Zile's temporary room. I'll call it their guest room because I don't even know why they slept there. But anyways, we get into the room and we wake them up. Zile was out. Guys, and the thing about Zile, you should go watch my vlog from Cape Town. When he sleeps like nothing could ever wake him up, not even BAP, not even World War III. Like, nothing could wake Zile up when he's asleep. So I obviously we got there. Khonse woke up and we told him what was happening. Then he was like, okay, Sharp, he's gonna come kill it. He came to the room, he looked for it, and he killed it. Thanks to him. And we just kept laughing about the whole thing because we saw how tiny it was. Just that you never know, if you can't see something, how big it is. So then he was just like, guys, I'm not going back to my room. I want cuddles. I'm not gonna sleep in my room, I'm gonna sleep here. And Kofi and I just looked at each other and we're like, okay. Then all three of us slept on the bed. We just slept. Nothing happened. Like, I promise you guys, nothing happened. We just slept. And then the next morning, now we were waking him up because we're like, we need to make our bed, we need to prepare our room for the day, and he just was not waking up. But yeah, that was funny. And then I want to the yacht. It was soft. It was soft, my dear. You know when they say it was nah, it was nah. Yo. Music was playing, drinks were flowing. We were there and we were just having so much fun. Everyone was gorgeous. Guys, I was so mad because it was so windy and my outfit kept like blowing off and my hair kept like blowing off, and I'm just like, people are not going to be able to see how good my outfit is because, child, that was too good. I do have pictures of it on my Instagram, so I'm just going to insert them here. but it was so good. I would do it again. And then the yacht was so much fun. Before I left the house, right, obviously Nadine is my friend, and I'm not gonna at the time was my friend, I'm not gonna speak on the matter, but I just want to let you know that, because people have been coming for me saying that how come I didn't show it on social media that I was defending her, that I'm her friend, that I'm on her side. I've gotten so many comments that were bullying me, but I just want to emphasize so that nobody comes for me again, that morning I did beg her not to leave because I wanted the whole thing to be fixed. Whatever had happened, I wanted it to be fixed. And then when we went on the yacht, she did say she was gonna come, but she's gonna first call her sister, and I think she was supposed to come with Dennis. Actually, I think she and Dennis were supposed to go for ice cream and then come on the cruise. But then only so when Dennis got on the cruise, then he told me that he thinks she's gonna leave. I was like, what? But I couldn't, like, there was nothing I could do because the boat was already moving. But I remember getting to the house and being so hacked that my friend is gone and she left like this. Like, I was so hacked, I was so hacked, I was so hacked. But also, I think as a person, it's important to do what you think is best for you. You know what, I'm not gonna dwell on that much, but if you feel like you can't handle it, it's always advisable to leave. Then we were in the club. The next scene, we are in the club, just like dancing, looking good. I looked too good, child. I had my body glove that was black, and then I had my orange hair, and I looked too good. I was so happy. We were dancing, and I remember people just looking at us like, what's going on? What are they shooting? Who are these people? But we were just there to have a good time, child. We were there for a good time, not a long time, and we had our fun. And then there's a part that they don't show on the show, but I'm just gonna say it. Clarissa and I left and went to Saint, because that night I was supposed to host at Saint, but something happened, so we left the club for Saint to go meet up with my mates from Cape Town. And even there it went up. I was like, Cape Town is so nice. And I remember us every morning we'd wake up, because you can see how naughty Zile is, right? And Khonte. So Zile, Khonte and Tato would sometimes like maybe leave the section and go somewhere else to go, obviously, like I know Zile and Khonte would go Sheba, Skalibella, baby. You know that my Polisa video, they would go Sheba girls and whatever.
Maganyala, baby, can sing it. I'm still level.
And the next morning we'd all catch up. They're like, oh, what did you guys get up to? What did you guys do? You guys left us. Where did you guys go? We'd say we went to Sage. So it was like nice. Like it would be like during breakfast. That was the best time, because we would all catch up. Like, what time did you sleep at? Oh, what happened with this? It was nice. It was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. Like, I don't want us to not speak on the good, because there was more good than bad. Yeah, man. But more than anything, I'm so grateful that this trip happened and these collaborations happened. I was happy. I was happy most of the time. And you know what? It was not all bad. I just want to send a shout out to everybody. I want to send a shout out to everyone that came on the trip, that everyone that believed into the vision of all of us just traveling as South African YouTubers and just trying to establish a relationship and to get along. Really, it was definitely worth a shot. Shout out to Tato for spending his money, guys. Please go subscribe onto his channel, share the videos with as many people as possible, so that for next season he may get sponsors, because this was out of his own pocket and it cost him so much money. You would all be like, so please do share and subscribe and like people's videos. Let's support one another and let's just be a good nation. Yeah, shout out to Tato, shout out to Khonte and Zile. They were so funny. They made my days, especially my mornings. Shout out to Clarissa, that's my girl, that's my bestie. I love her so much. Shout out to Clarissa. Thank you for carrying me. I think most of the time she carried me emotionally in Cape Town. As much as she'd say I carried her, but I just feel like she carried me as well, because we understood one another and we always speak to each other and just be like, I'm feeling so overwhelmed now because of this and this. I mean, there were a lot of things, man. There were a lot of things that were just like, where you like question if like, are you even like why did you say that? Like, there's weird things that people would say. Like, I remember this one time, someone was like, during the meet and greet, when you're gonna have a meet and greet, I remember someone saying, if 5 or less subscribers come for you at the meet and greet, it means your content sucks. And I was like, okay, I have anxiety over this because I don't think people in Cape Town know me. I don't think I have subscribers in Cape Town, but honestly, the love I received was, I loved it. I loved it. I would always go back to Cape Town. And I realized that in South Africa, Cape Town is the top city that consumes my content and actually supports my content. So shout out for that. Shout out to Salome. Salome, I thought like she was not a nice person, but she actually is the nicest person ever. Shout out to Dennis. Shout out to Bongane as well. Shout out to Botale. Shout out to Naledi. Shout out to Neo. Who did I not mention? Shout out to Lebo. I'm hoping I've mentioned everybody, but shout out to everyone that was there. Most importantly, shout out to what is the lady's name? Let me see. Shout out to Aisha and Sania in Cape Town. They are the owners of the house we shot at. If you guys would like details on the house, I will put them in the description box. They were so good to us. They were so happy. They did some things for discounts. They made us, there's a day that Airbnb per night costs 9,000 rands, and that's like on a regular, like on a weekday, and on the weekends I think it's like 10k per night. But there's a day whereby they made us pay 100 rands each, and they're like, no, it's fine, you guys can just pay 100 rands each. I think also they loved us and they loved the relationship we had with them, so shout out to them. Love them so much. And I just want to say, I did feel overwhelmed sometimes at the house, but most of the feelings were really good. I think more than anything, we all just wanted physical touch. Like I remember Salome just randomly walking up to me and just hugging me, and I'd be like, oh, I needed this. I just needed to be touched. I just needed just a touch, a physical touch, my dear. Like I would be so happy. But I'm so glad that we're all able to be there for each other. I forgot to say shout out to Kamo. Shout out to Kamo. Shout out to you, Kamo girl. I'd love to get to know her more because I don't think she's all bad. Yes, she might have been mean at the beginning, but I'd like to give her a chance. I think I'm a person that believes in second chances, and I don't hate her. I don't know why people were expecting me. I'm gonna speak on this. I don't know why people were expecting me to hate Kamo. I don't hate her. I just didn't like her behavior. I don't know why people were expecting me to not be on the same live as Kamo. She wanted to speak to Clarissa to clarify certain things. I gave her a chance to speak. I was not beefing with Kamo. Kamo didn't do anything to me that was personal. She didn't come to my room or do anything like, I don't know, something that hurt my feelings like that. I just remember her not like isolating herself and wanting to be with the boys. So I don't think, for me and to me, it was that deep. And that's from my personal experience. That's why I'm saying I would like to get to know her. I don't think she's all bad because I heard her when she spoke on the live and I'd see her on IG. So shout out to Kamo. What I've learned as well is that sometimes people are not what they seem. I've learned that a lot of people do things to kind of like you know when a person can just switch up, like their subscribers know them as this person, and then you get to experience a different side of them, and it's just like, oh, so people are not really what you think. Also, you're not really, also to people, you're not really what they think you are. Or maybe I'm just naive and I think that the world is round and everyone's holding hands. It might just be a me thing. But I've learned to sometimes sit back and observe and see, and not be quick to speak on things or be quick to jump onto things, because sometimes in those open now. And I think in this situation where I thought I was trying to fix things and help people amend things or help people be given chances, it ended up being pinned on me and I look like the bad guy, whereas I've always wanted what was best for everyone. So I've decided to not be the bigger person and to just sit back, you know, observe. If as long as it's not coming to me or coming for me, I must just keep quiet, because sometimes trying to be the fixer will get you into trouble. Just like how I got hit when I stood in the middle in between two people trying to stop an altercation. So I need to sometimes mind my own business. And I've also learned, man, that on social media people will always talk. I got so many DMs of people like bullying me, asking me why didn't I take sides, my friends with so-and-so, why didn't I back so-and-so. And I'm just like, can y'all just watch the episodes and finish the show? And can y'all just not come for me and just do your thing? Just leave my name out of it. Do your thing. But I've learned that people always talk, and I just need to toughen up and just know myself and do me. Things I'm grateful for. I'm definitely grateful that I got to meet Zile and Khonte. Grateful that I have my amazing friendship with Clarissa. I'm grateful that Tato and I are in a better place than we used to be. Grateful that I got to know Salome. Grateful that this entire trip taught me lessons, and that, yeah, I'm grateful for those things. And I think what I'd like to say to the cast is that let's respect each other. I think respect is very important. Doesn't matter how many followers a person has, how many subscribers a person has. For season 2, I would love all of us, each of us, to respect one another. We don't come from the same backgrounds. We were all not raised the same way. We were all not taught the same way. So I think sometimes just like, if you have nothing to say, keep quiet. Like, if you feel like what you're saying is not going to contribute into society, then just don't say it, man. Like, lay back. Respect other people. You don't know other people. Respect people, guys, hey? Season 2, I would definitely do season 2, provided that Tato does call me back and say, hey, Sia, you know I said you were gonna come back for season 2. We feel like it's for real. You should really come back to season 2. I'd do it, and I think I would approach things and situations differently from how I did in season 1. More than anything, I would look forward to having more fun, twerking, and just looking good and just spreading good energy. Yeah, what I'd like to see in season 2, more respect from cast. I think I've also learned I'll never let anybody that's within the industry or from the industry buy me a drink, food, or anything, because when people interpret what you said, they can misinterpret it and think you meant people were broke, or people didn't have money, or people couldn't afford. So I just feel like to avoid those misunderstandings where people end up mentioning things they did for you, I would rather not be a part of that. So I think more of minding my own business and just contributing to the show in the best way I can, but still being my ladylike self and just minding my own business. I'd like to see more respect. I'd like to see people being given second chances. I'd like to see people unite. I'd love to see more ass, people twerking. I'd love to see more going out, us getting up to activities, more personal conversations. I'd love to see more cast. And I'd love to see us record diaries during the actual show. But thank you so much, guys, for watching the show. Thank you for the love you've shown me. Thank you for the tweets. Thank you for the affirmations. Thank you for everything, man. Shout out to Tato and shout out to the rest of the crew. Shout out to you for watching and for just expressing your views and what you think. But always remember to stay kind, and most importantly, stay gracious. Perseverance is your paper. Jongani, subscribe, like this video, share it with as many people as possible. Go watch the show again if you want to repeat it, in case you feel like you've misunderstood certain things. But above all, thank you so much for 20k subscribers. I don't know who bought me this, because this just came and it says, it doesn't have a name. It does not have a name, but thank you so much. I have my suspicions, but I'm not going to mention it. But thank you, and bye.